launch sequence activated.
Dude, that photo, man. They say, oh my God, your wallet's on fire. Stacking sats, I'm pumping higher. Ooh, yeah. Grab my trades, my dear, chase the moon so bright. Crypto's got me rocking, dancing through the night. Ooh, you hooked me deep when I bought that pump. Ooh, yeah, I'm spinning wild till the bull run jumps. Ooh, pump for me, pump for me, pump for me. Oh, 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 oh. Stack those gains, stack those gains. Go, go, go. I've never felt a moonshot blaze like this before. Ooh, they say ride it up, I'll dance it all once more. They say move for me, move for me. Ay, ay, ay. Bull runs close, I sway, I'm the play. FOMO's beat won't stop, I'm a pumping star. Crypto hums my groove, dancing near and far. Ooh, you hooked me deep when I bought that pump. Ooh, yeah, I'm spinning wild till the bull run jumps. Ooh, pump for me, pump for me, pump for me. Oh, 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 oh. Stack those gains, stack those gains. Go, 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 go. I've never felt a moonshot blaze like this before. Ooh, they say ride it up, I'll dance it all once more. All once more. All once more. Ooh, yeah. Chasing sats till the floor's on fire.
I don't care what you say, it takes talent to ride up a pole like that.
Yeah, I feel the pump coming on. Ooh.
I see the charts blaze a fevered high. Altcoins pulse beneath the sky. ETF rumors crank my wild beat. I'm hooked on the thrill, can't take a seat. Pump it, pump it, pump it. Let the gains explode. Altcoins surge. I'm losing control. Shatter the doubt, my jaw's unbound. Crypto pump lifts me from the ground. Oh! The crowd's electric, my veins ignite. Ethereum rockets out of sight. Volatility spins my restless soul. I die for the peak, I'm in control.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me for the opening ceremony, the ringing of the cowbell. If you would like to participate in this ceremony, grab your ding-a-ling, give it a fling, make it a good one. It'll make you sing. Put a smile on your face.
Pulse races, the charts unwind. Hype takes over, I'm redefined. Every spike fuels my
We are now ready to continue. Thank you for your participation. Why's my ding-a-ling all red? Nobody gonna answer? Did I rub it too much? I mean, shake it too much? Okay.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Late Night Crypto with the Road Dogs, and you're looking at Bitcoin at 115,000. Got up to like 117 on some exchanges there. Awesome. Right when she was getting up here, when she was taking off. Let's see if we can zoom out just a little bit. I know, zoom out. What's that mean? Hey, look, TradingView, you're oh wow, you look really cool here on the 1 hour. That looks like you put the work in, girl. Look, a flag to the upside actually had an upside. That was a nice little pennant that was forming there. And my thing is to kind of track trend lines with it, even though that wasn't the greatest one technically, but still. Nice little bounce up there, and I put this guy out when she's right around this area. It's kind of when I got back from all my errand running and was catching up with the market. Why are you not cooperating with me? You're right here. This is you, right? Okay, yeah, here in the trading group, I put that up there and was saying, you know, we might get a little bit of a pullback from this 114 area, but then start trying to tackle on 119, and we're kind of halfway through there. I mean, we could pull out little fib points if we wanted areas to kind of nitpick as to where we might find some smaller pivots, but the basic thing is number go up, we make an all-time highs. Price discovery is what we're in right now. And that's kind of cool until it's not, but it's very hopeful, and it gets this market very bullish, and we're starting to see a lot of the money pouring in, like the FOMO starting to hit when these things happen. We cleared this area right here, and I guess I should make this more of a horizontal line now. That was our previous all-time high. 100 and what was it, 10,000? No, 111, right at 112,000. So testing that area, coming back to that, can be likely. These guys are kind of outdated now. That was possible retracement ideas. But we decided just to press on through with that 113 possible first higher low. So 127 I really got my eyes on. But let's go back and let's do a little finagling here, zooming out, and let's look at this all together, and let's take our AB equals CD measure move from this little bottom here, bottom wick when we went down about $49,000 to when we rose up here to 109. Gosh, those were the days, wasn't it? August of last year when we hit those lows, and then we started coming up here December and even again in January of this year. Took all that time, but then finally paid off. Still, altcoins got decimated. So the retracement that we got from there, not quite your 618. I'm going to cheat a little bit and take it down here to this little area here where the kind of this impulse move actually starts. So from the low of this move to that high, tweak our fibs a little bit, and there we got a 618. That is going to put us with a nice juicy target, believe it or not, around 131 up to about $133,000. So that would be the new places that I'm looking for to take some more serious profits. Want to be taking profits all the way along the way and buying any of the little dips that we have, and we got some other scenarios to talk about, but right now those are the most hopeful scenarios. And another way to look at what I just did right there is using the O measure move. It's a 1-to-1 move. This is where the harmonic stuff starts coming into play, one of the first harmonic things and kind of what they're all based on, from what I can tell. The measure move takes us up here right to our 0.382 fib area. And that's our 1-to-1, and then that's our main target that we got from that bounce. And this is a bearish formation, meaning that once it gets there, we should expect a more, a decent pullback at that area. Maybe come back and retest these areas. Maybe even come back to 102. I don't know where we come back to. We'll figure that out when we get up there with a little patience. Looking here on our indicators here on the daily, looking strong. All of our moving averages looking nice. Got a nice little flip, the 100 over the 200. That happened a couple weeks ago there. Above the 9, above everything. It's looking beautiful. The only thing that I could add here is just a nice little trend line. Just trying to draw it from what it looks to be wicks to wicks right there, because I can't really see bodies. I do prefer the bodies. Let's go ahead and grab them bodies. I think you get more accurate information going with them bodies. Definitely so on the angles. And what this tells me, going from bodies to bodies there, is that you see how we didn't come back and we didn't even touch that trend line? That's a bullish sign in itself. Some other trend line ideas you can be looking at when we're going from bodies to bodies over here. Going from the tops over here, is that we got a little breakout that way too, and if you're following the trend line strategies, letting that help you guide when you might want to add to your bags or look for a confirmation. I mean, this candle body opening right here on the daily, that one confirmed it 2 days ago that we got something good and juicy going on right here. Whether you find that now in hindsight or whether you looked at it at the beginning, and your chart probably looked a little bit more like this, like a little fake out comeback. However, right there at 108, that was a good place to add to your position. And whether you use that technique, or you might be able to remember to use it in the future if it's not something that you normally do. And that's also a good area that we can have what they call a throwback, or we just commonly call them pullbacks anymore, really, but technically the term is throwback when it comes back to retest those breakout areas. And so coming back to 109, something like that, can happen. Doesn't mean it's going to happen yet. We might get all that way up to 120 before we start doing that stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised that I am still looking over the next... somewhere around the 17th and 23rd, I'm looking to see what happens between those dates there. And I think those might be a time that we might get some pullbacks, or at least some choppy if nothing else. So while we're getting some going up in this in Bitcoin, and it's also bringing the altcoins up, we can take advantage of that. Then the original instinct is, I got to chase it. It's going off without me. Let's chase that and let's keep adding our bags as it's going up. And that can burn you. So be careful if that's your mindset, whether it's on Bitcoin or the altcoins. But Bitcoin looking awful sexy tonight. Gosh darn it. You look hot. I'm getting a stiffy here just looking at this chart, and I can't help it. It's so beautiful. It looks kind of erect itself as it wants to go. It just wants to keep coming up here to 119. 119 on its way to happening. It's been nothing but a wet dream until now. We had to fit that in. It's a late night show. But now it is starting to come to be reality, as numbers are finally starting to go up. The thing that we were looking at for so long, over so many months, and I think I was the only channel with this viewpoint on this and following this idea. But this very, very sexy red line here is a 236 Fibonacci area. And I know we kind of split through it, and did a few weeks to some lower areas there, but bouncing off of this one, is, and we talked about how in this part of the cycle, we don't want to miss that if it happens, right? That if we start seeing, if this is, we're holding this area and we start seeing us go above our all-time high here, and we start going, you want to be on that train, ladies and gentlemen. And now it's happening. This is rare, okay? It is rare that you get a bounce off your 236 fibs, and when you get it, it's a good. It can be so juicy, It can be so good because remember that big measure move that we took? Yeah, the same thing applies here. All right, so if we zoom out with this idea, now we can apply this little sucker, right? And this might be a little sloppy. I prefer to use my fibs on it. That measure move takes us to 141. Just a little under 100. 142. I didn't say 420. But you did then? I fell right into that. And I know it sounds crazy now, but hey man, and I'm not saying we're going straight up there, but I'm just saying it's on the table now, okay? It's on the table. And I'm just blown away that we're actually starting it, because we're so overdue. We should have seen this a couple of months ago. We were hoping to see this a couple of months ago, but instead we got all this bull crap and even a nice little pullback to 73, but in hindsight, a lot of people were too scared to take advantage of that. I pulled harder, but I kept expecting it to come back down a little, make a higher low there. This was our higher low, people. This was our higher low coming back to 97 right there. And that's where we are. This, ladies and gentlemen, you have spent your time in the crypto market, going through the ups and downs, wondering if this is ever going to pay off, doubting what, you know, where you're hearing everybody talk about all the money that they're making on stocks and everything else. And we're finally starting to do this. We were kind of stuck around here. We still got like more to come here. And you see how this looks. Well, this was the other nice little run we had here. Woo! All the way up to 17,000. Woo! That was it. And it was hard to imagine, man. This just looks so enormous compared to that all-time high we had back in, we were talking about in 2019. Even I don't think we go back as far as here. Wasn't much higher than this. 17 before. Every cycle, the new run just gets so much bigger and bigger and bigger. And we still got a lot of ways that we can go here. Now, I'm not going to be one of those that says we're going to reach 250,000 or anything, but we are starting to see some of that talk, and some of those arguments behind it can, squeeze on the amount of Bitcoin on the exchanges. The only thing that scares me about that is that then you'll start seeing some underhanded things come around. And be careful about the offers that you get for your Bitcoin, because now at this point of the game, the big players and especially the scammers are especially going to target your Bitcoin. Okay, so you're going to get these little offers on how to stake it in a special way or whatever to get some kind of return or some special pool, and you're probably stupid if you go for it. Or you'll kick yourself probably if you do, because there's going to be all these little Ponzi's built up on this, and we're going to start seeing more and more of that stuff. And that might actually be what tanks the market and gives us a nice little drop down. Because what they're winding up, the way that they're doing it, man. I mean, I don't think they learned their lessons from Luna and things like that in the past, but I'm curious how that plays out, and I want to have a big old pile of cash ready to buy it when it drops. Oh my goodness, what if we could reach $48,000 again in our bear market? Might be lucky to see that. That would be awesome. We're already playing. I'm already talking about the bear market, and here we are at $116,000. Amazing. Bitcoin, I ain't mad at you, baby. I'm very, very, very pleased. Let me come over and say hello to everybody. We'll start getting the altcoins and everything. Let me get the right chat pulled up here. we are having a boomer moment, ladies and gentlemen. Seems to happen. The more boomer you get, the more boomer moments that you have. That's what I've been told, anyway. Here we are. Angels guest list as we pumping like a mofo. We are. There's Jason says, oh yeah, still making mistakes. Sold early on my Pippy 20X. Still got that short-term mindset, and that can happen. And that, I mean, that's a cool thing to say, because when we dropped back in Bitcoin, the period we were just talking about back here, when it was all juicy around $78,000, I think a lot of us, I mean, I was a victim of that too, trying not to be, but trying, you know, but that you get in the short-term mindset and you're not expecting that you could get, you know, I mean, that's why I think this move all the way up here to 113,000 or 112,000 that first time just shocked everybody. We just weren't ready for it and just kept doubting it because we had that short-term mindset from back through here. So and trying as best as I could not to do that, it was still affecting me, or else my bags would be a lot bigger at Bitcoin, right? But we live and we learn, and we try to apply what we can. And that's just part of the game. That is part of the game. But you took some profit, so that's the cool thing. Hey, Evan Peck, how's it going? Glad to see you. There's Joe from Trade Intuition. If you don't know Joe from Trade Intuition, you gotta go check him out. Oh, look, we finally got that up here. Let's see if we can. Share that link right there. Is there? So Joe streams every day. Go check him out. He might even stream, if we talk real nice, he might even do a stream later tonight. What I'm going to do right now, since I'm thinking about it and I need to test out these buttons to see if they work. I've been having some technical difficulties since I came back from Tennessee here. And I'm going to put my request thing up. Did it work? Well, I can't see that it's working at all. Oh, it looks like it did work. Okay. So at the bottom of the screen there is, well, first you see Joe's. Is it showing up? Joe's link there, and then submit your coin request. So I'll come back and look under here for coin request if you got anything you want to take a look at, because I got a little list of things we can take a look at, and I plan on going through them quick and not spending too much time on them. If I see a teaching moment, I'll take advantage of it, but I think we covered most of the ones that we'll be seeing. We got Angels guest list, Joe, Strega, Haven Pack, Strega again, Brave Expanse. There we are, my man. Strega says, I only live 15 minutes at a time. Angels guest list says, my altcoins are asleep, but they're waking up. And there's me, Damien. Let's look at Pax G. I've got a play on that too. And all right, is it not? Why is it not over here? I wish it. So meet Damien. If you're not familiar with him, I think he separated it, right? Now is YouTube messing up on me? He is also a YouTuber, and I'm trying to get him pulled up here, but now I'm getting some. My internet being weird again? Your own Ethernet, dude. It should not be an issue. I think it's one word. Meet Damien, one word. Also, yeah, right here. And you hit that little subscribe button. It also helps these channels grow to 362 subscribers. We could probably knock it up one or two. I'm just saying, he's got some good alpha that he streams over there, puts these videos out and everything. So just go check him out. This is my gothic music. I got into a gothic mood there. And H-bar. Do Audi C, how's it going? Fanny Pack Joe. Keeps the TA in one place when at the beach. Captain Crypto. So Pendle. I like Pendle. Pendle's been doing good. All right. So there are a couple that may be at a little discount or have not popped off. I want to take a look at some of those. Well, we looked at them recently, but take a fresh look. So I was kind of worried about TradingView, and I think it's been a little bit slow for some other people. I think I've seen some other YouTubers, so I don't feel as out of the loop. But sometimes lately it's been getting locked up on me, so we might have to be patient on looking at some of these. Somebody's got to turn down the volume here. All right, so ZBCN, which I'm still not into that. Oh, TradingView, I see you're being your usual self there. So this is Zebic Network, and I kind of like it, but she's still on a little bit of a pullback. Got down as far as, now this is Tether, right? 0.0023. Bouncing off of the trend line, and that's what I like. There's a couple ways to look at that. We're taking this into account as new information, but there is also thank you there. Anytime you want to cooperate with me, TradingView, that would be awesome. So this trend line, oh, well, I thought we were over it. We're not. So it's still got some resistance, in my personal opinion. We're at some resistance right now. It may have to come back down. May do like a bottom formation, a bottom pattern down here. It could do something like that. Looks like it might be trying, because it's right here at 0.003 cents right now. So if we can come back down 0.002827, I don't know. But we might be looking at some kind of double bottom, a W pattern or something like that forming down here. Adam and Eve, however, whatever, pick your bottoms, man, double or triple, but get a bottom formation, either 2 of them or 3 of them. So it's usually how it works. So I think that one's still in a nice little place to accumulate, and according to our fib strategy, when we use the fibs here, anywhere below 0.003478 on this chart is a juicy buy. So the idea would be to accumulate here and try to shoot for this area, or even one of these higher areas over here for your old targets on a good old juicy swing trade, because we want to catch the swing. The swing, and I like to kind of go over this, the idea behind swing trading is to try to catch the swing. So ideally, the perfect swing on this one would have been catching it here, or maybe catching it here, and notice that in retrospect, they are at the bottom of the trend line. That's what formed the trend lines. And then you're ending the swing over here. That's the game plan. And sometimes you can nail it, and sometimes you're just, somewhere in the middle. But all the money is made here in the juicy middle. You just get to make more of it if you get in at the juicy bottoms and sell closer to the juicy top. But you don't have to be perfect. You just got to be in the game to do the swing. And so the swing up there was a nice 350% gains. Could we do something like that? Yes, we can, because there's usually 1-to-1 moves here, and it could be taking us up to 0.008 right there, which is kind of crazy. So getting in right now and getting up to those areas, about 164% gains. Doesn't sound as juicy 300, but hey, man, that's the advantage of getting down at the bottoms versus waiting to somewhere in the middle, like here. But there's still gains, and it could have some more upside from there. So ZBEC, I'm kind of liking that. I'm not in this one yet. Maybe I will be. It's definitely on my radar. Another one that's kind of low right now, I think, is Syrup. It was Maple Finance, and I think she is on a little bit on the low. Maybe something, because it's been on a strong move, man. It's just been on, higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs. So right now, and we're at, this is... It could be risky here, right? But this is what I like to look for, okay? These things. I like to find things that are in some kind of channel or some kind of pattern. And when we're on an established bottom trend line, I will entertain getting in there, because, well, that should be as low as she goes. If she goes lower and breaks the trend line, well, then we're looking at something else, right? It could be a little tricky since we had a nice run, although some would argue, oh, we still got this. What gets candlestick? Maybe we're headed back to $1 there. Yeah, I think we probably are. The beauty about doing this or finding a setup, and this is on the daily, so we can look at this and say, that looks like there might be something there, right? Then we can go down to a 4 hour, 1 hour, maybe a 15 minute or whatever, or go down to the 2 second if you want to. We can narrow it down and see if we can find an entry idea, right? I guess we are doing some education processes tonight. Only if you're kind of a little bit newer to this game and you haven't heard this stuff before. But the beauty of this, in my personal opinion, is that you get a tighter risk to reward ratio, because we close a candle below this thing. I mean, we got some wickage areas, so we got a little wiggle room. We move this little sucker down a little bit right there. So my stop loss, I could put a pretty decent one here. What is that, about 8%, 7-8%? I could even go lower if I wanted to, and not have as much of a position, and then be a little bit more safer. But my idea is, if we come down, if I see especially something down here, well, this idea is pretty much over. Some people might want to put a stop loss over here, but that's where you start, narrowing down your risk reward ratio, right? My idea would be, snappage. Actually, I like this target over here. Some people might just want to take it up to 50 or 60 cents there. But that's a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio, and I like that. It's got 38% gains, and so that means that if I risked 1% of my portfolio, if you had a $1,000 account for trading, whether you're a spot or doing leverage, it doesn't matter how much leverage you use. You could use 100x, you could use a 50x, or do something more sensible on an altcoin like 3 to 5x. And as long as wherever it gets you stopped out is only 1% of that, so therefore, what is that? $1,000, 1% of it would be $10. A $10 stop loss is what you're looking for, and then your gains would be 4 times that amount. Risk reward ratio, and so you could win about $38 out of this little guy, and you're only risking 10, or really you should be getting about 40 something dollars. So if you wanted to go the whole 1,000, well, I mean, your position size, and hopefully most of you guys understand that. Your position size depends on what you're going to lose when you get stopped out. If you're using leverage, right? Or I guess technically you can do that with spot too. Or you could just do a nice little DCA strategy, man. That's kind of the easiest thing to do. DCA when she's down through here. And just know she gets down below 43 cents or something, hey man, maybe back off a little bit. But she's got some possibilities to make some gain there, some syrup. Those are a couple that I've seen. Let's look at some of them that you guys have just mentioned. 12 people hanging out with me. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. Now he disappeared.
For those of you out there that's hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Who else thought that was mean to scare me and then come back and scare me again? I thought that was very mean. Me and Elvis been beefing a little bit. Basically because we ran out of peanut butter and bacon. Anyway, let's take a look at H-bar. Wow, look at you, H-bar. You're doing something. You need to do something because you hadn't been doing something for so long. Oh my God. I'm going to zoom out to the weekly on H-bar, just so we can appreciate what it has and what it has not done. And a year ago in October, whatever, we're down at 5 cents. Sucked. And then it did, look at that, 40 cents on 2 occasions right there. 40 cents on 2 occasions. It ran up, and if anyone was lucky enough or to catch on something like that, came all the way down 40% from that to 20 cents. And then we ran up again, and of course we gave it up. And that was the history of H-bar. There's gains to be made, but man, you got to be patient in this one. And this one had a nice, it just ended up giving back so much. Painful when it happens, but that's normal. There's nothing unusual. But with so many altcoins saturating this market, and so many meme coins and useless coins and blah 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 and whatnot, altcoins have been kind of spread thin with no new blood coming in the market. But that will start changing soon over these next few months. And more people will be catching on to it. You'll start seeing crypto mentioned in the news more and getting legislation that's starting to go out. As long as we can keep Elizabeth Warren from blah, 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 blamming off her mouth. You're just catering to the... what are they, the PACs? You're the catering to the special interest groups. To the lobbyists. You're just catering to the crypto lobby. I'm like, you guys should fire back because she's just catering to the bankers lobby. Actually, some more and more bankers, I think, are wanting to get in on more the bankers as we know them, not the big top Federal Reserve bankers and all them big money freaks that are still trying to keep this stuff under control. The ones that fund Elizabeth Warren's paycheck. Anyway. So we're going to count this as a 786 retracement, even though it didn't actually touch it. And that's, you got a little forgiveness in this fibs, but most of the time they're spot on and you don't have to do that. But that's how we're going to look at this. And right now it's trying to come back over that little 618 area. So showing some nice things here on H bar. And I would be looking for the AB equals CD move for it and for it to take us somewhere right around here, around 50 cents. I would look for that. I'm not as sold that it will happen because it didn't match up as purtiful on my fits, but we'll keep our eyes out for that. Because one-to-one moves are the kind of norm in crypto, and if you can get that into your trading plan and look for that, understand that, and it might make a little bit more sense to you. Especially you see some people take some of these crazy measured moves. I think they kind of have that concept too, even though they don't articulate it or explain it or teach it. So what I'm going to do now is take a fib from swing high to swing low, and then we're going to gauge her out here. So same rules apply, man. We got to get above this area right here. So basically anywhere below 20 cents, anywhere below 19 cents on H bar is that's the good place to get it right now. It's trying to make a little nice bobbing pattern here. Looks like it's doing a nice little double bottom there. We like double bottoms here, whether they're rounded or pointy, although the rounded ones tend to pay more. I'm just saying, they seem to get more money more money at the club. Anyway, that's that Brazilian influence, I guess. Anyway, this is on the weekly. Okay, so let's zoom in and see what's going on here on the 4 hour. Oh wow, man, it looks like woo, party is on. And so we're trying to clear that little juicy area, 19 cents bargain area. Our next immediate target would be trying to make our first little higher high, and I think she can do better than that. So we're going to go ahead and go with this one over here, this 0.5. That one's going to be the test to see just how bullish are you, baby? How bullish are you? Do you have what it takes to hold it if you get up to 26 cents? Do you have what it takes to get there? Right now, the next one I'm looking for is here. We're going to come down, do a double bottom. Well, we got to come up and we got to retest this 23 cent area here and need to get higher than it. Let's show me that I'm not playing around. I'm done with making lower highs. I'm ready to make a higher high. And so 23 cents looks kind of juicy. That's where I'm looking for. That's 21% gains there. 38% gains up to that 26 cent area. So I kind of like that. I think I'll probably should share this idea. Now we want to come down to the 15 minute where you're just going straight up. So this is where some people that are kind of new to the market, they'll be going, I gotta get in. It's going up right now. I want to get in. Now I'm going to win and trade. And look, I'm a winner. Look, we're at 3 cents, 5 cents. I'm up $2. And then at some point you get the correction, and then why am I down $50? It was doing so good. It's going to come back though, right? We all know those rides. We've all been there before, I'm pretty sure. Most of you guys have been here in the space for a while. Some of you guys have been here with the channel with me for, gosh, going on almost 3 years now. Straight up. And it's been that long. It's crazy, isn't it? Let's take a look at Kindle. Wow, you're so fast. TradingView. Wow, man, they upgraded their system or something. Yeah, that's awesomely fast. Oh, nice, Pendle. Nice! Look at you. Let's zoom out a little bit, 4 hour. Ooh, what is this? Inverted head and shoulder. Oh, there we are. Wow. These little guys. So the breakout didn't really make its measure move at all. Did not. Looking for it to come back and retest that, and it came down lower, but it didn't invalidate. It did not invalidate. It didn't go past this possible left shoulder area. It's kind of a funky looking inverted head and shoulder, to be honest with you, but it does technically meet the criteria, so we rolled with it. Is it any wonder that it didn't play out as perfect because it didn't quite, you know, it wasn't the ideal textbook pattern? Say. But this is nice. This is nice. Higher lows. Now we got this trend line is going to be resistance, but it's not a problem until we start getting up to around the $5 area. So that's kind of cool. Many price labels are just getting on my nerves here. Where are you guys coming from? So from this point or from this area, I'm going to go ahead and take this little guy and bring him on over, because if we are going to retest an area, it will most likely be there. If you're kind of looking at this area down here, how would I have known when to get in or whatever? I would say trend line could have got you in here about 350, breaking out for that. If you're going horizontal resistance or whatever, waiting for that confirm. Ooh, did we move something? Not trying to move anything. It would have basically been getting above these areas here, about 370. And where we got that little flag, confirm that. Retesting these areas is possible over the next, who knows, let's just say week, because we might have the next few days looking really good, and then maybe Thursday or Friday, well, not Thursday, but maybe Friday or Saturday, they pull us back a little bit and get us scared and make us think, oh man, altcoins suck again. Oh, it is Thursday. Man, I just don't know what day it is at all, do I? Today's Thursday? Okay. That's kind of odd, isn't it? They're pumping us up on a Thursday. Are they getting ready to pull us? Are they getting ready to pull something on us over the weekend, maybe? They getting ready to do something funky with us on Sunday? Getting us set up for a Sunday move? Maybe. So they probably want a lot of people to chase as much as they can. So it's a good time to get some profit areas in mind. And I'm going to go ahead and pull some of these guys up right now. I'm going to do it from this high to this low. And boom, we've already hit that 618 right there. Okay, so that explains to me why we hit a little stumbling block, because that's what happens at that little guy. Let's take this one and fine tune it. We'll pull this little 786 guy down to this new 786. And so the areas I'm really interested in is the 786 and 886 Fibonacci. Now we got to get above where we are now, that 409, and hold it. And whether there's a pullback to the 380 or something before we get above it, I don't know. It could happen. May not even come down that far. But I do see this 437 and 457 area as a good little place to maybe squeeze out another 10 to 13% gains. As we work our way up there, that is at the resistance area of this trend line, and most likely we'll have another little pullback or something, right? And then try to carry on our little merry way. So I like Pendle. I think I'll leave it there at that. I meant to share some of these in the group, but I guess I just haven't. We found a really juicy setup. We'll put it over there. So PAX-G, and this is gold. This is where you can get gold, tokenized gold. And Coinbase has it. We'll go with their chart over here. And gold got up to almost $3,500 and then dropped down to 32 and kind of bouncing here and there in between. I'm going to zoom out to the daily. See what the daily has to tell us here. So the daily tells me it made its higher high, and hopefully this is its higher low. Got resistance there on that little guy. This is hopefully our new trend line that would hold. I'm gonna make him green. big and fat and green. As in, if you touch you, I want to buy you on that. I'll make this guy red because if we touch it, we probably want to sell it. You can even take this idea over here. So anywhere, anytime price gets up to any of these guys, that's going to be some resistance. Pull our fib strategy out here and let's take its temperature. See what you're doing. You're above the 236. We can't bitch about that. You can only celebrate that. So we're going to do that. We'll do that right now. So this is on the daily chart. I mean, there's a channel I can see. We might see that. Confirm a double bottom here and measure move from it. Could get us right up here to the 618. I could see about 3, 4. It was like it might take some time and patience for that to happen. And she may stay between 33.60 and 33.80. She might kind of zigzag through here for a little while before she finally pumps up there to 34. If it's going to happen, I would say toward the end of July 17th, 23rd, somewhere through there. Could see that happening. Something might make people want to turn to gold again, and I'll leave you to guess what that might be. Russia, Ukraine, whatever craziness is going on over there. And that's all it takes is for the market makers to just get the balls to start playing with us and dumping us and everything like that. So I kind of like that as a place that's to hold on, to wait for, and that's only 2%. Oh my gosh, 2%. Thing that sucks about gold, it'll go up, but it does it so slow and by so little. But you still feel like you missed out on it when it gets up too far. I bought some Cougarans back when it was about, I think about 1,300 an ounce. And I think, I mean, of course, you have to pay a premium and shipping and this and that. And then you're like, oh man, wow, really got that at a great price. And like 2 years later, you're like, oh, look, hey, we're breaking even technically. But more than 2 years later, several years later, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm glad we still got those. I like them because they're shiny. Gold has a particular ring to it, a particular frequency, a particular sound. Very interesting. It's one way to tell if you got real gold or not. I want to take a look at this little coin. We haven't looked at this one in a minute. It's called Near. Remember Near? It was the bee's knees before it suddenly was not. Nice double bottom formation here with the butt crack sitting right here at 338. I kind of like that. Oh, look. Okay, well, look, there's some bonus TA that come with it. It just popped up. I don't have to do nothing. We'll just go with whatever it says. TradingView, you kind of suck tonight. Error, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Do I need to, maybe I should turn on the Wi-Fi or something. See if we can get the 5G over here. See if that helps out. If I disappear, they came and got me, folks. Nice breakout. I like that idea. Look at that. Are we still good? That's a nice, color you a different color, I guess. Nice, you can't even see that. We'll go with this. All right, so nice little breakout there. Retested that area somewhere at 220. That could be on the radar. That could happen again. So she had 252 for Near and working her way up to 230. This or a bigger pool. She needs to go up there just to prove that she can get a higher high, and that's about 340. It doesn't sound like much right now until you get up there and say, oh man, I need to buy some near, but now it's too late. And also fib high to low. This is one of my favorite techniques to do right here. And ooh, yeah, we're above that. So anywhere around 220 or below was the sweet spot to get in. Too late now. That's why we look at this, because that tells you, hey man, this is a good time to get in. Well, the real sweet spot, I think, is 330. Right up here. In my personal opinion, we just came out of a falling wedge. Came up, got as high as we could, come back to retest the breakout area, didn't do it. Did a little bump and run off of this trend line here where it comes down, and they can do that. And now our goal is to make a higher high. That's the goal now. That's what she needs to do. And that's at 332 area or a beyond. I mean, technically, we got this little measure move over here from this guy. We still not met yet. 392. Takes a while. Let me come back to the old Chatterisky. Hey, my pleasure, my man. Omni, I only own 28, but that coin made a move this morning that was unbelievable. Omni Network, is that? No, I'm trying to think. Crypto Rain, another YouTuber. He gets a lot of degen plays. But I think it's Omi is the one he's talking about. OM. So Omni, I think, is a different coin than what he was. So I don't think I'm familiar with this one. We looked at it before though. Let me back up what I have. So this trend line we extended out. That's the resistance that we're facing right now, right? That's interesting. So she's starting to round out here. It may take a while for it to accumulate through here before she actually gets her big move back to 12. It could, and I don't know that it'll come out to take off. I don't think it'll take to December. But I would say probably in October and November you'll probably see the good run of it. What we got going over here? More resistance there. Let's see where the fibs meet. What time frame is this where they cross? This is October right here, October 9th. Right in that area there. If we're trying to put some time to it, I mean, there are some methods. I mean, nothing is guaranteed at all, but just kind of a rule of thumb of where these two intersect right through there. So somewhere in the late September, October could be when we start seeing $12 out of it. Right now we need to get to 452. And I like this one right here. Was it 818? You are listening to my instrumental subliminal music telling you guys to smash the like buttons in the back. That's what the lyrics are. Smash the like. Blah, blah, blah. Programming your subconscious mind. Daily. So could she come back to 170, or maybe where's that 100 moving average? About 220? I mean, that's possible. I'm on the daily, so she definitely could still get a pullback through here, but those are some nice little target areas to look for, I think. This one, I'm going for it. Do you see how we just kind of drop through here? What's their fancy term for that now? I keep forgetting. I don't know. Vector candles is one thing. I don't know. Basically, there's nothing there. No volume there. It's just a ball. It's like there were some orders here. Brr, here we are. There's nothing in between there. So we can, because we went so fast through there, we can go so fast right and eat all that liquidity up. That's what they call it, something liquidity. For some reason, I can't. I've said it before, but I keep forgetting what the newfangled term is for these little guys. They just repackage new things and call it something new, and sell courses on it. That seems to be how TA kind of works. Let's take the old ideas of the masters, just put some new words on them and spruce it up, and let's sell it. And of course, there is some new technology and things like that, but I still think that your best advice comes from the old guys that were trading the stock market back in the 20s and before, 20s, 30s, 40s. Technology's changed, but how it works is still all the same. Omni! Here's one I haven't talked about in a while, or been a minute. It's Arkham Intelligence, and they got their own token. They're the ones that they're kind of like the Palantir of blockchain, and they are at a perfectly juicy price, and anywhere below 95 cents is a really good deal to get them. And probably the sweetest place to get right now is below 61. Are we still there? Oh, we just now got out of that little zone. Let's mark that one too. 51 cents. And we might be coming back to, we're at 53 cents, and we might come back and test that little 51 cent area there. So these little areas right here, about 68, 69 cents. That's good for short-term targets, but really looking at this 95 cent area, and beyond on this one, honestly. I'm not planning on, I'm trying to let this little bag continue to grow, because she's in the great area to grow it. Look like we're looking at a double bottom situation here. Got to come back up to the butt crack at 84 cents, get higher, and man, even $1.32 looks kind of cool. Just to come back and tap this trend line that we lost over here. Somewhere around $1.25, anywhere through there. Pretty juicy, and once we can get past that, and I think that we will in time, it'll probably be in August, September before we see anything like that. But I think you can get some good gains out of this one, and it's at a juicy bottom. This is things I like to, for longer term plays, to get something like that. And just getting up to these areas would be 137%, but then imagine this is when it starts getting juicy and good, and we should at least come back to 275 where we were in November. Surely we can at least do that over the next 6 months, wouldn't you think? We've done it twice, 3 times before. Surely we can do that, or a little bit better even, maybe. I would hope so. And that would be about 4 or 5x there. And if this one does take off, because it does seem to have a little bit better of a use case than your average meme coin, it's not a meme coin, it actually does have utility. And it goes even further into price discovery. That would be cool too, but I don't know. She's at a bottom. I like things at bottoms, man. Especially if they got a history of going up. I'm just saying, these are some I want to put on your radar, whether you like them or not. Take a look at Link also. Chainlink. Love it, hate it, get bored with it, or whatever. I mean, she's definitely... For as much as it actually does do and is needed, it sure does not get the respect that it deserves. But then again, if it got too pricey, would they use it or find something cheaper to replace it? So it's sitting at $14.38 right now. What? Yeah. You remember this sweet area when we just stayed here for the longest time, man, between $5 and $9, a little bit of it just stayed through there. Yeah, that's when I was trying to get as much more of that as I could through there. Ooh, baby, baby, baby. We came back to 9 a few times. So we peaked out over here at $30 back in December. Think we can do it again? I do. I got $18, $15, $20, and $23 on the radar for the next areas to look for that are really worthwhile. Right now, she's still in accumulation. She's near the bottom of this trend line. Still a good area to get it. My take is anywhere below this $15 area is still a yummy place to get Chainlink. And just zooming out, I'm on the weekly chart here too, just looking for the bigger term play. $34, 618 fib over this big move. That can be done. I just totally expect that to be the next higher high that we make from here on this nice pattern that we're kind of starting to form here, if you can see it. And boom. Now if I do a little guesstimation time wise, it's pointing toward around the first couple of weeks of September. Could be up there. double up between now and then is not a bad play. A little bit of leverage on that if you wanted to do that might work out a little bit better, but even just a spot bag would do. That's not bad, not bad. And once people start seeing it go up and finally start to do something and get past $36, it might go a little bit crazy and do some more stuff like this over here and get us up to maybe into a newer high. That'd be cool if we could see something like that. I don't know. We'll see. It's a little hopium right now. $65. I will mark that area. We're in the phase where we can start looking for some of these bigger targets and some of our swing plays, some of our long-term holds, mid-term holds, whatever, longer-term plays. And this should be one, you know, for that purpose. And it is still in a nice little area to accumulate. Just throwing that out there. Look at it on the 4-hour, get off the weekly. Because she's having a nice little come up. This is what it looks like locally, yeah. I thought, no way I'm chasing that. I don't have to chase it, but just keep in mind where it could be going. And just keep in mind where we could be retesting. Looking at about 1450. Could do that. Might even come down a little bit lower. It could. We're back above a trend line, so that's one reason I'm looking at that. And then, of course, we got this idea. Do you... She's got a little bit more that she could go, in my opinion. Let's kind of get some idea. Yeah, I think so. So currently, I think she could be headed up to around, she might be headed up to around 1630 for a little shorter term target there. Let's pull our fibs over here and see if we got some confluence. Close 786 area. So yeah, about 1650 right there in that area. Strega says Ada seems happy. How is Cardano doing? Oh, wow. Okay. That's not bad. Oh, you... Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to zoom out to the daily. So we hit 64, got above it. Don't need that anymore. Is that still... I think that might be still in effect here, that 144 target. I don't think that's been invalidated. So we do have a trend line that she's trying to break out of. It's not the best, but my candle bodies is what I got. And basically on that 90, 91. Can we do that? That's good. And 76, 77. 77 looks really good, and that's not too far away from where we are. We got some crowdfunding here, came in. Metalist Williams says, even Mr. Dog, can you please check out HUSDT when you have a chance? I sure can. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that very much. So I'm not familiar with what that would be.
All right. Yeah.
We got TradingView very confused right now. Let's see. Bybit's got it. Was it Humanity? Is that it? That's the name of it. Humanity Protocol. COINEX has got it. COINEX has got it. Okay. I trade on COINEX. And I think we're on the Bybit chart right here. It's 5.5 cents right now. Coming down from a local high of 50% off right now. Well, we don't have too much to go by here. So let's see what we can figure out. Nice. So you're holding the 618. Trying to get some targets out of here. Let's see if we can get any kind of setup ideas. Let's see if they're worth taking. Alright, so we got all that worked out. Let's come down to the 4 hour. So you got your little 3 humps, and you're looking on your ABC correction to the downside, which I think it's got at the 618. Seems to be recovering that. Elliot, do you agree? Let's see if Elliot agrees. Oh, Elliot may not have enough information here. What about here? Do you agree, Elliot? All right, Elliot's being shy. That's Elliot wave indicator. Sometimes I get him out for his opinion, but it should be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A, B, C correction that we got. If we're using Elliot wave theory, which looks pretty textbook for it, so I think it's got a good chance. Me, I kind of like just drawing lines a lot, and kind of tells me that, ooh, we're in this big old thing that we could be bouncing off of these lines, and I like that. So we're close to this line, so lower risk to get in to make any plays. And if we were to come up to here, just to revisit this little high that we had over here, right there, 8.5 cents from where we are now, that's pretty good in itself, right? That's worth playing at 60%. Hell yeah. Where's this? This is Bybit and some COINEX. I don't know anything about this coin, but I'm liking the R's. I'm liking the risk to reward ratios that I'm getting here. And the bigger targets that I think we can hit, and possibly, maybe, we might have to pull back a little bit, but maybe go. And we're talking about 13.5 cents and 14.5 cents, basically, from where we are now. So that's like a 3x. So not bad. So we set up a little risk to reward ratio thing here, and put this under these low candles in there, and that's 15%. That's not great for a stop. I mean, you can, but it wouldn't really want to take that much of it. I wouldn't want to, unless you put at the 15%. You stick to your rules, and when you go to that 15%, that is your 1 or 2% of your account. You're going by your rule. So, like using the $1,000 account example. 2% of that would be about $20. So if price drops down this 15%, and all I lose is $20, but that means, man, I got a tiny position if I do that. I can't really do much with that. But I like it because it gives you more control over your risk reward ratio here. So you might have to do bigger on the stop loss, because it's already starting to get away from us a little bit. I like a DCA strategy around these areas, like through here, trying to get some of this, or maybe going in, but you can get a decent little stop loss there. But the risk to reward, just up to there. That's a 2-to-1, not the greatest, but not the worst, because you gotta be, that's 23%, dude. That's crazy. I would actually put my stop loss somewhere around here. There's a lot of different ways that you can approach this, and it just depends on your risk tolerance and what you're trying to do. I mean, on how you do this. The market, well, not the market makers, but your VCs and things like that, I mean, their orders are where your stop losses are. They will have orders down here, and they may not get hit, and they're cool with that. I got some up through here. So one idea is that you can layer in on these things, kind of like DCA, or just do it structured, or just doing it, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there, however you're going to do it. But where you would have your stop loss, yeah. Instead of having the stop loss, you have another freaking order there. And you plan on putting your stop loss or your alert or whatever, however you're going to do it, at a lower area, maybe even lower than that. So that they do come and try to wick us out and play any games, which they could do. It doesn't get you, but it just fills your orders, and then you're lowering your average entry, and then you're making the play. So after you've been in the game a little bit and played all these little games, and all their little games got played on you, you start saying, "Oh yeah, that's what I could do if this is something I would really want to build a bag on." Otherwise, you know, if you're sticking to too big of trader rules, then when you're really not trying to trade it, you're trying to build a bag. Well, you'll lose that, right? You get stopped out, and they'll take off. Oh man, I just lost out. Oh, man, I gotta buy higher. It's all up here in what you're trying to do and how you approach it, and your perspective, how you're looking on this market. But buying near a bottom, buying near a bottom of a trend line or something like that, never a bad idea in my opinion. I mean, it can go wrong sometimes, but it's better than buying up here and then watching all this stuff happen, isn't it? Look, I'm going to buy a flag to the upside. It's a flag. It's a cup and handle to the upside. Oh, and that's not as likely to happen to us down here at the bottoms as it is up here at these, you know, connected tops that we got. Just my take on it. I like it. I think it can do some. I like this. I like 13-14 cents for the patient, because it's already shown us we can do it, and that I think is the real juicy move. That, hell yeah! And technically, the one that we're looking for is going to be 14.5 cents. That's 150% gains. And it sounds crazy right now for me to throw that out there. Risk to reward ratio of 11-to-1, blah blah blah. But that's honestly the move that I would take. That's an AB equals CD. That's fitting into this pattern. It takes some patience on that one, but I would at least expect you to see something happen up here around 9 to 10 cents. It's got to at least come back up there and try to test that. So that's a great little area right through there, right around your 9 to 10 cent area. But that 13 to 14, sweet spot. That's my take on it. You're listening to the Crypto Cure. The Crypto Cure here on Road Dog Crypto. It's on Mexi, that's where I'm talking. Well, I would have done that sooner if I saw that, but they're basically right around the same. But it's good for you to always use the exchange that you do. Like when I'm doing my Bitcoin stuff, I'm using I'm for my personal stuff, I'm doing it on the exchange that I'm trading on, right? Which is mostly COINEX. Look at you, Bitcoin, $116,000. Look at you go very slow here, COINEX or TradingView. 15 people hanging out. Man, since I took the little time off and to do what I had to do, going back to Tennessee, viewership has kind of fell off a little bit. Hope it's not as hard to regain. I may have to play around with some different time periods or something like that, but things happen. That looks nice. That looks nice. It looks a little sketch, so I need to see her start doing some stuff. There's a got rising price and some falling volume there. They're pushing us up. Asia is pushing us up here tonight. And there's some oh, nice. I'm seeing some deviations on this trend line. That's bullish. That means it's trying. We're trying to go parabolic. I don't know how. I mean, 119 is what I'm looking for. In my personal opinion, I think that's our next stop is 119. Where did that chart go? There you are. This area right over here. Let's come down to the 6 minute. Oh, I see what you did there. Did you go higher? Oh, you didn't go higher. Okay, that's kind of sketchy. So they may be trying to play with us over, what, this is 6 minute? Might be trying to play with us this morning. So we either need to see it kind of just say, oh, just kidding. Either bounce here or come back down to the 21 moving average area, which is retesting this area over here about 116.200, 116.100. Bouncing either of those two places is good. We could pull out the fibs and get something similar. But the main thing is, since we're not getting a higher high over this, it could technically be setting up for a double top unless it bounces real quick. And then if it does that, then I would be looking about 114 to be retested again. So because it did not clear this area here, came right up to it, but because it has not yet done that, we've got to be a little bit more bearish in our expectations. In other words, this is not the place to buy a flag to the upside or to draw a flag to the upside or sit here and this would not be the best place to sit here and project a flag, and by whatever method that any particular paid guru would show you. I see them do some weird stuff and it's not, there's nothing there. This would not be the smartest idea for that. The smartest thing to do is actually zoom out. I just like to play devil's advocate for some very popular ideas thrown out there that often don't, you know, you only hear about the ones that work out, and they'll go back, and if you ever see them go back over one that hasn't, it's quickly deleted and not talked about, swept under the rug, or just said, oh, look, this is the market's fault. But whose fault is it, man? I mean, somebody didn't zoom out and kind of read the tea leaves, or somebody kind of tried to force the tea leaves there at the rim of the... That sounds stupid. What are you thinking? We in a bullish mood, man. Best thing to do is zoom out. Draw some lines in the sand. Let that be your guide, man. I think the 15-minute would be a nice one to follow this and get a nice little solid trend line on the 15-minute. Man, do I need to replace batteries on this thing again, or is this my computer? I feel like my mouse is being kind of not as smooth. So here's well, it's technically not the secondary one. There's another trend line following this guy right here, but that one I don't have him marked, but I got this next one, and that makes an excellent little trend line to follow, and we're kind of away from it. So if we break that, that's a good time. Hey man, I need to get paid. So you draw a little line like that, and you wait and see what happens. This is what I do anyway. And if we come back to it, man, I might add to my position, and we bounce, and we keep doing that. And I'm looking for, you know, nice little at least three nice little humps. That's why I think 119 can come in. But as soon as if we break below this and start doing something, that's your sign. Hey man, this particular trend is pretty much cooked, and either it'll go sideways or down. Usually they go down. Or maybe they can ride up underneath it and then do something else before they go down. But generally, you lose that trend line, and then, oh man, that's your first warning sign. I should have took profits and done something, look for something to change. Numba not still going up the way that we were hoping when we break the trend line. Trend line's very important. It'll come back Turkey brings the family together. Especially on Thanksgiving. 119 equals 99. 911 for your emergency would be interesting. Interesting. Joe says it's been a long day, going to call it a night. I guess he's not streaming afterward. Personally, I think I may just call it a night too. 15 people hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys for being here. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes, and that is long enough for a stream. Altcoins are looking nice. You can see how much. Look at that, 11% today. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Now you are going to hear a lot of people calling for altcoin season. I guess we should adjust. I don't think we went over this, did we? We probably need to do this. I don't think we went over it. Look, total 3 right here. Do you see that yellow line right up there? We're above it. That is bullish AF. That's where we should. I would expect us to get rejected. As a first thought, I'm always looking for a rejection there because that's where a lot of people are going to short and whatsoever. When we do this, that's bullish AF. Now that's going to be support, or it needs to be support. We're looking for it to be support now. We're headed toward $1 trillion again. That's where we're headed. We came down, we made our higher low, and now we got to knock out these higher highs here, and that is getting us close to 1 trillion, and I think 1 trillion could be hit. So we're not on the altcoin season. I want to make that clear. This is not altcoin season, but altcoin rally. And so we're going to watch this as it gets to these areas that can be pivots for it to get rejected, and that's where we need to make sure that we're looking at taking some profits on a lot of our altcoins, getting paid, so that we don't have to write it down in the drawdown again, or to and we're done with that game, right? And then watching over here, Bitcoin dominance over here beside my banana. Look at my banana. Do you guys like my banana? Look, so it's coming down. Not my banana. Banana, are you okay? Okay. Banana's still over there dancing. Ain't nothing worse than the floppy soppy banana, I guess. Anyway, this is kind of cool. I don't think it's altcoin season. I guess we should come over here. Look how fast TradingView loads up. That was amazing, TradingView. That was so awesome. This is Bitcoin dominant. Oh, did you finally? My box of rejection? Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed. I was afraid it's just going to find some support there at the box of rejection. Instead, she came back below the box of rejection. That's good for us. That's a good sign. Of course, all these moving averages still kind of bullish. I'm just saying. I still think there's going to be a lot of Bitcoin dominance games playing. It's hard to see this thing be bearish. It's not wanting to be bearish. Moderately corrective, maybe. So at best, right now, I'm hoping that maybe we come back and when we touch this little area down here, this little 618 fib area that I can't seem to get on there, but oh my gosh, 64% right in that area. We're at 64.6, so we come down to 64. That's an area we need to look at. Hey man, do I need to sell some altcoins? Because we could bounce there. If we don't bounce here, we might bounce here and come back up and then come down. So altcoins are great. They're starting to go up. You're seeing the gains. You're seeing this is wins. We got to break that habit of wanting to chase them and start buying them and collecting them now, because that's one of the things that the new trader mind will want to do. And so some of you are probably feeling that, and then some of you probably had your ass handed to you so much you're like, I ain't doing that no more. That's where you need to be right now. And those of you that have had your ass handed to you with altcoins over these past 3 years, and it'll go up and come down, up and down, you know the drill now. It's like, I'm gonna get paid this time. Screw that. I'm tired of watching them go down cheaper, and I ain't got no money to buy them cheaper. Don't know they'll go down cheaper. We're starting to look good, but there will be a pullback where we can scoop them up when they come back. But to make that happen, we got to be selling when they're going up, just like the market makers are doing. They're running the price up. We should be layering up some of those sell targets, whatever they may be. I recommend fibs, because fibs don't lie, baby. They're just like Shakira's hips. This just made my heart pitter patter. Oh my gosh. Nothing like a little Shakira just to warm you up there.
For those of you
now let's hear it.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you again tomorrow night. Let's get out there and make the. Don't forget to get paid. Don't forget to get paid. Keep your eyes out for any setups to come back tomorrow night, and we can all share. And I'll keep my eyes out. And if I come across anything really, really juicy and exciting, I will post it over into the Telegram group over here. My group is free, okay? It's totally free. I figured if you can figure out how to navigate and find yourself around there, you've earned the right to be there, because it's a maze. It's amazing, but it's a maze. And we got the coolest people hanging out. 129 people over in the chart room area. There's two separate areas. There's a lounge room for cool kids to chat, and then there's the chart room, which is divided up into lots of targets. And we got 131 in the chart room, in the lounge, and only 129. Two of you guys are missing out on the good alpha. There's a lot of good, all the resources you need. They're over here, baby. It's there for you free. Let's go to the end screen. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Good crown gravy. good brown gravy, man. Good to see you. So Uniswap. Actually, that was one. No, I didn't have it on my list. It was one I meant to look for myself too. So it's got it. It's doing good. It hasn't made a higher high yet. That's what it's working on right now, and it may have some trouble. You got some of the moving averages are still down here. In these areas down here, about 750. Now I'm not saying it's like going there immediately or anything like that, but I got to see it get above here, and that is 870. So this 870 area, and it may do it tomorrow or something like that. So once we clear that and get a higher high, I'll feel a lot more comfortable that $10.30, $10.20 is where it should be headed next. And there might be some ups and you might get some chances to buy back in at this area about 820. Well, we're at 840 right now, so we might have some up and down, but basically overall the $10 areas. After we figure out where we are now and break that little high at 870, that should help solidify that $10 target there, and it may do a little bit of a hiccup there, but from there we're starting to look at $12 after that. So they're starting to look good. This is a nice bottom formation here. A lot of people are accumulating here to take the double up, which is going to be right up here in this range between $10, $11, $12 would be your measure move, your double up from that. And that's where a lot of your swing traders and everything will be taking their profits, or are looking for at least. So yeah, it's still a great place to continue to add to your bags. Dollar cost to average in is still within that area right now, and also still a good area to. Not the greatest to open a trade here at this area, but if you're already in it, yeah, $10 looks great.
Charts plummet in the heat of the day. Grip my stack as the bombs explode. A crypto war blazes rising through the load. Yeah.
All right, guys, see you tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. Good night, everybody. God bless you. That segment of the market that we've been waiting for so long is finally starting to show its head. This is the early stages of what could be really good coming. And this should be where we start seeing things start turning around a little bit for altcoins. It will still be a bumpy ride for altcoins, but it's coming. It's coming.